5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Massive settle for first place, of course. Anybody that had settled for less is crackers.
Free waiting again for the cross from Price. Stapleton. Oh, that Rice in there. Oh, Brady won it beautifully. Look at that! Oh, look at that! What a goal by Brady! Oh, a marvellous goal! Designed for the big occasion and taken with all the aplomb of a great player.
Positive in these early minutes of the second half. Bergkamp dragging the ball back. Still Bergkamp. Well, it's an exquisite goal from a player who is really in peak form at the moment. The final season at Roker Park, but there won't have been many better goals scored down the years on this ground than the one from Dennis Bergkamp here for Arsenal.
Smith, Dixon, acrobatics, but it comes for Smith. It's a goal for Arsenal. Alan Smith, a super strike for the Gunners. A mistake in the Palmer defence, and very heavily punished indeed. They've looked second best so far, but my goodness, they're in the lead. There was the mistake. There's Smith on his chest. Full mark. Left foot volley, just nicked in off the post, and Arsenal in the lead. O'Leary with the kick. Deep one. Quinn hoping to get on the end of it. It comes for Allinson. Driven first time. It might go anywhere. Rocastle! Arsenal are through to Wembley. Down and injured. Arsenal come streaming forward now in surely what will be their last attack. A good ball by Dixon, finding Smith. For Thomas, charging through the midfield. Thomas, it's up for grabs now. Thomas, right at the end. An unbelievable climax to the league season. Well into injury time, the Liverpool players are down absolutely abject.
Right, well, before we start, let me just go full whack. There we go. Now, I know I haven't been on for a while, and to be honest with you, I shouldn't have come on today. The reason I have, well, the thing is, I'm too busy, to be honest. I've got so much going on in my private life. You don't need to know about all of that. I'm sorry, but I shouldn't have come on, because I am absolutely fucking fuming with what this club is allowing to go on with its fucking media outlet. And I don't care what anyone says. That fucking AFTV are a fucking cancer. And I'm sick to the back teeth of seeing that big fucking fat cunt, Robbie Lyle, standing there, who ain't even an Arsenal fan, by the way, bloody making millions out of Arsenal Football Club. No, fuck off, Robbie. You are a cunt. And I fucking want him out of this club. And all his fucking minions as well. They're fucking scum, a lot of them. They don't give a shit about Arsenal Football Club. It's time that they fucking uprooted and fucked off somewhere else. Because they are a fucking cancer in this club. Honestly, It's a fucking disgrace what's going on at Arsenal Football Club. Now, that club don't exist anymore as far as I'm concerned. It's Arteta FC. What they are doing is an absolute fucking disgrace. And I didn't think it would ever sink as low as disrespecting Arsenal's greatest ever manager. But that's what they've done. That is what they have done. And I'm going to get into it, and I'm sorry about all the swearing. If you don't like the swearing, I suggest you go and watch something else, because I am not fucking holding back. I'm fucking not having it. I'm not having it. It's a fucking disgrace. So, I'm just taking myself off camera because I am so fucking angry, right? AFTV apparently have come out and they said they'd rather have the Arteta era than have the George Graham days again. Let's discuss. Mate, I can't believe that they've said that. It's fucking disgusting. How dare they disrespect all those great players and the manager and all the staff that worked at the club and all the history of this great club, this once great club, to say that. In fact, they'd rather sit there watching this fucking boring dog shit, fucking negative football. No, man, I'm sorry. It's not fucking acceptable. How fucking dare you? A man who represented his club as a player, the man who fucking managed his club better than any other manager in the club's history. Right? People go on about Herbert Chapman, yeah, and he was a brilliant manager. But Herbert Chapman died halfway through that 30s era. He probably would have been. Like, do you know what I mean? He probably would have been. But George was there and he won a trophy almost every single fucking season. He was there. Almost every season. He came in 1986. And every year thereafter, he won a fucking trophy. Honestly, it is shocking the way this man has been disrespected. I'm fucking fuming. How fucking dare you? And then all the great players that represented the club as well. It's a fucking disgrace. So let's have a look. Let's just compare them. The two managers, right? George Graham against Arteta. This is going to be fucking embarrassing for all those fucking sexuals that want Arteta's cock up their arse. Well, fuck off, you fucking tossers. Honestly, I fucking hate these people. Honestly, I fucking hate them. And I'm telling you something. It's a good job I can't get up to that stadium, because if I did, I'd be doing some fucking serious damage. I fucking hate them with a passion. So we're going to look at George Graham's trophy hall. And that photo there is of George Graham the night Arsenal won the league title up at Anfield. One of the greatest night in the club's history, in my opinion. And I'm not going to go into all the circumstances and all the lead up to it, because I've spoken about that on numerous occasions. But that night epitomised everything that's great about Arsenal Football Club. The way the players came out onto the pitch with bouquets of flowers for the Liverpool fans after what had happened in the Hillsborough disaster. Proper fucking Arsenal. Proper Arsenal. Not this fucking current regime. They wouldn't know fucking Arsenal if it jumped up and bit them on the arse. Fucking scum. The fucking lot of them. I want the whole fucking lot of them out. The owners, the board, the fucking manager, the fucking whole management team, the fucking players. None of them are fucking fit to represent this club. Get them out. The whole fucking lot of them. Now, George Graham's honours as an Arsenal player. He won the league title in 1971. He also won the FA Cup in 1971. And there's a debate that whether or not he actually scored the winning one of the goals in the cup final. There's a big debate. It's still going on to this day. Some say he did, others say he didn't. Then he won the European Fairs Cup as well. Now, his honours as a manager, he won the league title twice in 89 and 1991, the FA Cup once in 1993, the Football League Cup in 1987 and 1993, the Football League Centenary Trophy in 1988, which is a special tournament put together by the Football League after English clubs got banned from European competition because of all the hooliganism. And it was the top 8 sides in the first division the previous season all competed in a knockout competition, and Arsenal won it. And it was done as well as that to celebrate the 100 years of the Football League. And then he also won the European Cup Winners' Cup, the last Arsenal manager, incidentally, to win a European competition, and only the second time in the club's history that we have managed to win a European trophy. And his team the following year went on to reach the final again. It's just like unbelievable. And what's this manager we got won now? One FA Cup with someone else's team. Despite what he'd have you believe that we've won 2 league titles. Fucking, that was a joke, by the way. 1989 and 1999, and not that title we won in 1991. The team nearly went invincible. The only game that they only lost 1 game all season in the league, and the game they lost was against Chelsea away. And the only reason they lost that was because the captain Tony Adams was in prison. So yeah, there you go. Honestly, it's fucking shameful, and the fucking is either gross. What would you say the word is? What's the word I'm looking for? A complete and utter lack of understanding of the history of the club, disrespect to the club and the people who represented it. It's just unbelievable that any fucking clown, any person with any sense who claims to be an Arsenal fan would ever come out with a comment like that. It is just absolutely ridiculous in the extreme. And there we go. This so the Arsenal players celebrating the league title win at Anfield in 1989. And then, let me just list out the players that played under George Graham and won trophies with him. So we had Johnny Lukic, David Seaman, we had Pat Rice, I think, not sure about Sammy Nelson. Anyway, Lee Dixon, Nigel Winterburn, David O'Leary, Steve Bold, David O'Leary, you had Kevin Richardson, Michael Thomas, Rocky Rocastle, the legend Rocky Rocastle, God rest his soul, absolute legend, one of the greatest players ever to play for Arsenal Football Club. Paul Merson, Martin Hayes, Niall Quinn, Alan Smith, Kevin Campbell, God rest his soul, just Charlie Nicholas, it's just unbelievable. It really is. I just can't believe this person or that mob come out and said this. Paul Davis is another one. Absolutely fantastic squad of players. None of these players in the modern team would even be able to get in the reserve team with that squad, let alone in the first team. No, man, it is fucking outrageous. Outrageous. And that's just a selection of ones that came into mind. I'm so upset that I can't even think clearly. I am so fucking angry. I want that fucking lot gone. I can't stand them. They should be fucking banned from the club. It's a fucking disgrace. And there we have Tony Adams, Steve Bold and David O'Leary, fucking through absolute legends of the club. And Mickey Thomas and David Rocastle there with the league title. David Rocastle, like I said, one of the greatest players ever to grace our beautiful football club with his presence. What a player he was. And if it hadn't been for the injuries, he would have gone on to win an uncountable amount of England caps. The man was an absolute fucking genius. Rock hard, skillful, visionary. He had everything. He was absolute genius. And Mikel Arteta's record. Well, before we talk about this fucking clown, this imposter that AFTV seem to be in love with, let's go just have a look at some of the comments. There's a few comments in here. So Grant McRoberts says, big up, Warren. Nice to see you, Grant. I hope you're well, my friend. Thanks for joining the show. Lovely to see you, my friend. And Pepsi says, welcome back. Thank you, Pepsi. Well, this is a one-off, mate, for the time being, because I've got so much going on. I really haven't got time to do streams and whatnot, unfortunately. But I will be back. I just don't know when. I can't say when. I just don't know. Why not? Arteta is a loser, so are you for backing him? Excellent. Brilliant name. Well, nice one, man. Afternoon, Warren. I hope you're well, mate. Yeah, I'm good, buddy. Nice to see you. I hope you're doing well as well. Akers says, Warren. Hi, Akers. I hope you're good, mate. Nice to see you, buddy. Thanks for tuning in. And Akers says, I have George Graham 7 days a week than Arteta. Yeah, me too, buddy. I can't even believe it's even a debate. So, yeah, I'm fucking furious. Pepsi says, very true. AFTV have made this club and fan base a laughing stock. They are an embarrassment, Pepsi. They 100% are. You're spot on there, mate. Absolute spot on. They have turned this club into a laughing stock. And I fucking hate them for it. Do you know what I mean? It's just not good enough. It isn't. I want them banned. If I was in control of that club, first thing I'd do is ban them and put a 10-mile exclusion zone around the outside of the ground to ban them from coming anywhere near it. I would. I'd fucking strip them of their season tickets, everything. All right. No. I can't. I'm not having it. Dr. Seymour Butts, journeyman, proctologist, gross negligence of stewardship. Yeah, 100%, mate. And they need to remember that I'm talking about the Cronkies now. The Cronkies, they're only stewards of this club. Now, at some point in the future, they will have to sell it. Sooner rather than later, hopefully. But yeah, no, man, you're spot on there. It is gross negligence, the highest order. And Pepsi says Rice needs to be made Arsenal captain. Mate, I'd fucking sell him. I'd fucking sell that cunt. Fucking running around the stadium, taking selfies of himself after the European Cup quarter-final win. No, that fucking cunt needs to be sold. He's fucking overpriced. He's nowhere near £100 million player. He's not fit to lace the boots of Rodri. I'm telling you. Rodri is fucking 10 times the player that cunt is. Fucking running around the stadium, taking selfies of himself after the Champions League quarter-final win over Real Madrid. No, mate. No, it's not acceptable. That's the sort of behaviour that you get involved with when you've actually won a fucking trophy and lifting it. No, I don't want that fucking cunt anywhere near Arsenal. He's not good enough. Pepsi says AFTV didn't change their name from Arsenal Fan T out of choice to AFTV. Bev Arsenal told them to. Robbie is a liar. I don't fucking care why they changed the name, mate. I just want them fucking banned. I'd fucking ban them. They're fucking cancer in this club. Absolute cancer. I fucking hate them with a passion. So anyway, thanks everyone for tuning in. It's lovely to see you all. I'm sorry I haven't been on much of late. There is a very good reason for it. I'm not going to go into it because I don't want to bore you, but I shouldn't be doing this today, to be honest. I haven't really got time. But, yeah, so let's get back. But thank you for tuning in and like watching the show. Pepsi's in again. And he says, if he did change the choice. Yep, we just seen that one, my friend. And Wolfang's in. He says, hey, Warren. Hi, Wolfang. I hope you're good, buddy. I hope your channel's doing well, my friend. It's nice to see you, buddy. Thanks for tuning in. So let's look at Mikel Arteta's record in all competitions since he's been here, right? His first season, he finished 8th. He came 4th. He got to the 4th round of the EFL Cup. He won the FA Cup with, again, that was a stroke of luck, in my opinion. He was like within minutes of going out of the tournament in the quarter-final, I think it was, against Sheffield United, away up at Bramall Lane. And they managed to scrape their way over the line. Then that same season, they went out in the last 32 of the Europa League. The next season, they finished 8th in the Premier League again, got to the quarter-final of the League Cup. They finished 4th went to the 4th round of the FA Cup and the Europa League semi-final. Then the following season, they finished 5th in the Premier League. They got to the semi-final of the League Cup. 3rd round of the FA Cup, they got knocked out. They failed to qualify for European competition. The next season, they finished 2nd in the league and bottled it at the end. They went out in the 3rd round of the League Cup and the 4th round of the FA Cup and got knocked out in the last 16 of the Europa League. Last season, again, they finished 2nd, went out in the 4th round of the League Cup and the 3rd round of the FA Cup and got to the Champions League quarter-final. We all know what happened this season. And in that time, he's only won one FA Cup. One FA Cup, which was with Unai Emery's squad. And these fucking clowns would rather sit there watching this man's football than fucking George Graham. No, fuck's sake. These people are fucking brain dead. Some Arsenal... And let's have a look at some of his records under this fucking clown. So on the 23rd of April, 2021, Arsenal lost 1-0 at home to Everton, which meant that it was Arsenal's 9th home defeat of the season, which was the most since the 1929-30 season, which was 96 years ago. On the 19th of December 2020, Arsenal lost 2-1 away to Everton, which meant they had made their worst start to a league season since the 1974-75 season, over 50 years ago. It also left them just 4 points above Burnley, who were sat in 18th position in the Premier League, and Burnley had 2 games in hand over Arsenal at that point. Also, at this point, Arsenal had scored as many own goals, 3 as regular goals in their past 7 league games. On the 28th of November, between the 28th of November to the 29th of December 2019, Arsenal lost 4 consecutive home games, the first time since the 26th of December 1959, 60 odd years ago. On the 17th of between the 17th of October to the 18th of December 2020, Arsenal lost 4 consecutive home games again, but also in a series of 11 games in this period. They only scored 5 goals and conceded 17. It's a catalogue of like madness, and like never had any of that under George. It was just this is just ridiculous. So as of the 19th of December 2024, these are some statistics as of the 19th of December 2024. The recent home game against Everton on the 14th of December 2024, the last game before the 5-year anniversary of Arteta's appointment, Arsenal had failed to score from open play for the third consecutive Premier League match. Arsenal's 0-0 draw with Everton meant that Mikel Arteta's side had dropped points 8 times from 15 games this season. Arsenal has now spent over 700, well, it says 700 million there. It's now 730 million in the transfer market and have won just one FA Cup during that time that Mikel Arteta has been manager. And during the time that Mikel Arteta has been Arsenal manager, Man City have won 10 major trophies and spent circa 625 million. Do I need to say more? Honestly, do I? It's just unbelievable. So let's go back into the chat because there's a few more chats in here. And Wolfgang says, I'm okay, sir. Mate, you don't need to call me sir. Honestly, you really don't, but thank you. Graham is by far a better manager. Mate, he's light years ahead of him. It's not even in my opinion, it's not even a debate. It's just ridiculous to even suggest it is. Why not? Arteta is a loser, so are you for backing him. Cuck. Beautiful graphic of incremental failure of Arteta. It is. He's the man that's just, he's got no cop on whatsoever. He's just absolutely fucking clueless, mate. Honestly, I don't understand why he thinks it's acceptable for him to behave the way that he does. And I'm not even going to get into his man management in this video because that is fucking appalling by itself. And then we've got James Dunlop says, good afternoon, Ron. Good to see you back. Yeah, like I said, mate, nice to see you. I hope you're okay. And I hope Everton continued to do well under David Moyes. I think it was a good appointment, if I'm being honest. Well, it looks like it's been a good appointment. I don't know what you think. But this is just going to be a one-off for time. I don't know when I'm going to be able to do the next stream. I'm just up to my eyes in it. I shouldn't really come on today, to be honest, but I just could not let this subject go by without having my say because I'm so angry about it. I'm fuming. Pepsi says Stuart Houston is better than Mikel. Mate, my next door neighbour's cat would be a better manager than bloody Mikel Arteta. But you're spot on, 100%. James Dunlop says, I'll call this season for you guys a missed opportunity. Man City have fallen off a cliff and everyone thought that Liverpool would struggle a bit with new manager. This season, Arsenal missed out big time. And that's all down to the manager. They will finish at least 20 odd points behind Liverpool. If they lose today against Liverpool, the gap will be 18 points. 18 points. That's just ridiculous. Honestly, it's madness in the extreme. It's like the bigger gap was the gap between Celtic and Rangers in Scotland. It's mental. James says, I'm 27, and even I know how successful George Graham was. I say this to people all the time. I think Arteta is a good manager, but he's not a great manager like Sir Alex, Shankly, Ancelotti, and so on. Mate, all those managers you've just mentioned are elite. Mate, I wouldn't trust Arteta to manage a Sunday League pub side. I wouldn't. He's useless. Absolutely useless. I'm sorry. The players aren't any good. The manager ain't no good. The owners don't care. The board, I don't know what they're fucking smoking. It's just a fucking shambles. The whole club is a mess. It really is. And I have to say, I've got two big concerns, right, moving forward. One, about if they do, suddenly come to their senses and sack this fucking clown, I've got real concerns about what will happen with the next manager, because I don't think the fans will accept it. I think they will. I don't think it will matter how good a manager he is. I just think they're going to hound him out because it ain't Arteta. Honestly, like, the love fest for this manager is extreme. It really is. It's bordering on cultish behaviour. It really is. And then the other big fear that I've got is I think that they will try to go and get another Arteta type manager. Someone with no experience who they can just push around and get him to do whatever they want him to do. I've got massive fear about it, because I think that's what's going to happen. Right, so let's get back into the slides. So let's have a look at the trophies won by Arsenal managers down the years. So the number one at the top of the list is Arsene Wenger. He's won 10 trophies whilst managing Arsenal. George Graham comes second with 7. Herbert Chapman came third with 3. But let's not remember there was no such thing as European competition or League Cups or a centenary trophy for him to compete for. And he wasn't at Arsenal during all that glorious 1930s era. And then George Allinson, he's got 3 as well. And the same goes for him. And Tom Whittaker, another one with 3. And again, there was no League Cup or European trophies or centenary trophies to play for. Tom Whittaker, sorry, not Tom Whittaker, we've already mentioned him. Bertie Mee comes next with 2. He won the league title and the FA Cup in 1971. And he also won the European Fairs Cup in 1970. Then we had Joe Shaw. He won 1 as a caretaker manager. Terry Neal won the FA Cup in 1979. And then Mikel Arteta, bottom of the pile with 1 FA Cup. So if that doesn't make these people realise just a little bit of these people, whoever it was that said it on that fucking channel, just learn to fucking keep your mouth shut until you know about your history and know the facts. It's just like, honestly, what is wrong with these people? If I was Robbie, if I was running that thing, thankfully I'm not, but I thought I would have sacked the person on the spot for coming out with that. It's disgusting. So let's have a look back at the, Arsenal's recent trophy successes, when some of them we're going to have to go back quite a long way for. Last time Arsenal won a Premier League title was in 2004. This will mean it'll be 21 years since Arsenal won a league title this May. And this is the longest period without a league title in the club's history. The club's history, 21 years. We've never had to go that long, ever, in waiting for a league title triumph. It is shocking in the extreme. We last won a trophy in 2020. And it will also be, and that will mean it's 5 years ago since Arsenal won a major trophy. Arsenal haven't won the League Cup since 1993, so it's now 32 years since Arsenal won the Football League Cup. Arsenal last won a European trophy, the European Cup Winners' Cup, in 1994. So it's 31 years since Arsenal won a European trophy. It's unreal. So the question is, in the 2018-19 season, under Unai Emery, Arsenal finished the season 3 points off third place in the Premier League, reached the Europa League final, and reached the League Cup quarterfinals, and reached the FA Cup fourth round. After 5 years of Mikel Arteta's reign, will be 6 years at the end of this year, and £730 million spent, Arsenal in a stronger position now than when they were when Arteta was appointed. Because I know what I think the answer to that question is. I'd say no, they're not. So my message to you all would be unsubscribe to AFTV if you're subscribed to them, and don't watch their videos, because these people are absolute scum. The whole fucking lot of them. The one they're standing there holding his glasses. I don't know what he's fucking holding his glasses for. I don't know if they're broken or something, because the crap that fella comes out with is just unbelievable. Looks about fucking 15. And his football knowledge is fucking ridiculous. I fucking hate the lot of them. Cecil, man's a fucking clown as far as I'm concerned. He ain't got a clue about football, what it is, what the sport is, what the fucking aim of the sport is. Then we got the fucking owner, Robbie. He's not even an Arsenal fan. He's a fucking Luton Town fan. Then you got the fella next to him with the bald head. Should just fucking go back to running his dry cleaning business, because he ain't got a clue about Arsenal. He can't fucking make his mind up from 1 minute to the next. The fella next to him with the beard, I can't even remember what this clown's name is. But people say, oh yeah, he talks a lot of sense. Well, if he's fucking so knowledgeable, what's he doing on that fucking channel? Because none of the rest of them are. And then you've got the poor fella next to him. Like, that guy, he's so deluded. It's just not true. And like, I remember him and Claude used to have numerous run-ins, but they were best of buddies. But AFTV are abusing that fella. They're just like, I'm sorry, it's just not acceptable. Some of the stuff I've heard about what goes on with him, it's just not on. It really isn't. It's absolute disgrace. So, I fucking can't stand them. That whole channel is a fucking cancer. And I don't care who rears it and what they think. It's a fucking cancer, because all they're doing is pumping the fucking PR that the Cronkies are putting out about this fucking manager to protect him. I don't understand why. What is the fucking fascination with this manager? Honestly, he's just fucking mental. And the disrespect that they put on George Graham's door, on all those great players that represented the club. And in particular, I'm thinking about Rocky Rocastle. The man was as big an Arsenal fan as you could hope to meet. True fucking Arsenal. Proper Arsenal he was. And one of my mates had the good fortune to meet him on the tube. And they sat and they spoke non-stop about Arsenal for the whole journey. The guy lived and breathed Arsenal Football Club. He was one of us. He was just a normal guy. He loved playing football and loved the Arsenal. And these people were disrespected his honour. Mate, that guy, the talent that man had was just off the scale. And he was proper Arsenal. He'd never give up. He'd fight for the badge. And he was universally loved. And give you an example, 2 stories about him I want to share with you. Right? The day he found out that George Graham had to sit him in his car and tell him that the club wanted to sell him, right? And George said it was the most difficult thing he ever did in his management career. And Rocky was distraught. He was sitting there, he was crying, and he was stood on the steps of Highbury in tears, and Ian Wright turned up, and he could hardly, and he was asking, well, what's going on? Well, why? What's the matter? And Rocky could hardly speak. It's so sad. And then when he died, God rest his soul, the first game was a home game against Spurs, and they had a minute silence. And they had a minute silence for him, and the whole ground, even the Spurs fan, honoured the minute silence. Paul Davies talks about it, and he said you could hear a pin drop inside the stadium. And it's true, you could. The respect that man had right throughout the game was off the scale, and you don't often see that. And it speaks volumes about him as a person, because he was a lovely, lovely guy. Everyone loved him. No one had a bad word to say about him. And I loved the guy. Absolutely loved the guy. So, right, where am I? I can't remember where I was. Sorry, guys. Here we go. I think it was this one. James Dunlop says, for us, it's 38 years since we won the title, and it's been 30 years since we won a trophy. Took Newcastle 70 years to finally win something and got on them. Yeah, no, 100%, mate. 100%. Liverpool Post says, hey, Warren, how's you? Yeah, I'm good, mate. I hope you're well. I'm not really sure who that is, but I don't think I've seen you before, but thank you, mate. I hope you're okay. Pepsi says Harry Potter and Lord Voldemort in that picture. Exactly. 100%, mate. It's a perfect way to put it, Pepsi. And the Liverpool Post says, hi, chat. Why not? Arteta is a loser, so are you for backing him gut. Arteta's protection is crazy. In my group chat of 10 blokes, I'm one of a few that don't rate him. I'm battling how shit he is every week. Just ask them, these people, because I've asked this question to these people who think he's a good manager. And when I ask them it, people always respond with a negative response. Ask them, would you take him at your club? Because I can guarantee they'll say no. Right? Because it's a fucking house built on fucking sand with no fucking foundations. Pepsi says headphones needs professional psychiatric help. The guy's not well, mate. I'm telling you. And the way he's treated by that group is disgusting. The poor guy is clearly there's something wrong with him, and they're fucking abusing him, and I think it's wrong. Why not says Ty has to be caring the community. I just don't want to say anything bad about the fella, because he can't help it. There's something not right with him. Clearly. James said, glad I stopped watching them years ago. Claude, Bully and Mo were the only ones I fully respected on that channel since 2016, so I fully stopped watching it. Fair play to you, mate, because I stopped watching it after that fucking debacle with Claude, and I think that was a fucking setup, in my opinion. I really do, and I fucking hate these people with a passion. And like I said earlier, it's a good job I can't get up to that stadium, because if I could, I'd be going up there and causing some fucking serious damage. Liverpool Post says Fraudetta has to go. We don't like AFTV, and to belittle hero and legend of the club is terrible. Yeah, it's outrageous. And another thing that they did was to disrespect, like, legends of the club. I remember once that Robbie was interviewing people. That fucking Robbie Lyle was interviewing people for his channel after an Arsenal game, and Liam Brady walked past, and the people in the crowd were more interested in what Robbie was up to and who he was interviewing than they were about Liam Brady. They just ignored him. They're probably one of Arsenal. Well, in my opinion, he's Arsenal's greatest ever player. And yet they just fucking ignored him. I don't think they even knew who he was. It's fucking that just fucking tells you what a fucking mess this club is in. It's fucking outrageous. And please, Liverpool Post says, please subscribe if you're new to our channel. Also, please like and share. You will not regret it if you support this club. Whoever you are, mate, thank you so much for that. I very much appreciate it. And the Liverpool says, I'm Henry Ray Baker. Okay, hi, Henry. I hope you're well, buddy. Pepsi, when you said foundations, I instantly thought Terry. Did I say foundations? Oh, no. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know what he's got to say about it, but I don't think even he would disrespect George Graham. Well, he may do. He might have done, but I'll be surprised if he did. The Liverpool Post says, I'm good, thank you, Warren. And James says, oh, Christ, the foundations. No, please stop talking about foundations. Anyway, so let's move on. I think we're almost at the end now, guys. So, yeah, please make sure as well you go and check out my mate's channel, Del Boy Gunner, top lad, fucking top proper Arsenal. And, yeah, he's a lovely fella and does great content and very passionate Arsenal fan. So please go and check him out. And also go and check out his son's YouTube channel, the two Irish bros. Absolutely brilliant stuff that they do. And the links for these channels I'll put in the description when I finish the show. And also, please make sure you go and subscribe as well to Kyle Walsh Gunner. Now, he's the reason that I did this show today, because and this is what come to my attention. I saw Kyle yesterday or day before getting really upset on the channel because the host of the channel, a fella by the name of Shane Gooner, announced on the channel what AFTV had done. And Kyle got really upset. And I don't blame him, because I would have got upset as well. I would have gone fucking mental, right? And I've gone mental today as well. I've fucking blown my top. I know I have. And some people will not like it. And to be honest, I couldn't give a shit, because when it comes to issues to do with my football club, I am not taking no nonsense. So they can fucking like it or they can dislike it. I don't care, right? But he's the reason I did this show today. So fair play to the lad. And I love Carl with all my heart, man. He's a fucking legend. And we need more fans like that. Not this fucking fake paper, fucking fake plastic bullshit that we got in the moment. Because this is. None of it's fucking real. It's just fucking ridiculous. And that issue about George Graham just sums it all up in a nutshell. So last thing I'm going to say to you all is the late great Rocky Rocastle, one of the club's greatest ever players and one of my favourite all-time Arsenal players, is remember who you are, what you are, and who you represent. Something that some of these players at the club today could do well to remember. And if it was down to me, that would be up all the way around the club. Wherever the players would be, I'd have it in the training ground. I'd have it up in where they do their work on their exercise bikes. Everything where the players will go, I would have it up. I'd have it up in the dressing room, everywhere, because that's what Arsenal's all about. And despite what people will tell you, it wasn't Rocky that came out with that, right? It goes back way, way back into Arsenal's history. It really does. Way before Rocky. I think it goes back as far as the 30s. But Rocky picked up on it and he used it all the time. And yeah, what a legend Rocky was. I absolutely loved that guy. He was a proper Arsenal. And he was an Arsenal man and an Arsenal fan through and through. He was proper Arsenal. And I want to dedicate this video to his memory, because he gave me so much pleasure as a player. I absolutely loved him. Absolutely loved him. So, right, so let's just get back into these chat. James, Foundations. The Liverpool Post is my second channel, Warren. Well, fair play to you, mate. I hope it goes well for you. Why not says my group... Oh, my group chat, me, one Palace, one LFC, one United fan, don't rate Arteta, the six that do, 3 are Arsenal, 3 United, and they're blaming the owners and transfers. Graphics like yours and all the screenshots of articles. Yeah, well, I don't rate the owners either, mate. I think they're a biggest problem as what Arteta is. They have to fucking sell the club. We have to get them out, because they're the ones that are allowing this bullshit to continue. They are not holding this man to account, and they've given him all their power. So they're the ones that have caused all this bullshit and are allowing it to continue. So they need to go as well. Liverpool Post says, Ron, you're passionate about Arsenal, that cares about the club. That's normal. I don't like plastic fans, whoever they so-called support. It's true. I just don't want anything to do with them. James says, going into next season this summer, you guys have to get a striker in. They won't sign a striker, mate. It won't. I'm telling you now, because Arteta doesn't want to play with a striker. Also, if I were you guys, I'd give Rice the captain's armband. Odegaard is nowhere near captain material. Mate, I think the whole squad needs a massive overhaul, and I'd sell Rice. He's got a weak mentality as far as I'm concerned. I don't want him. I don't want him there. Like running around after winning a Champions League quarter-final and you're taking selfies of yourself. What is that all about? What other team, after winning a quarter-final of a cup competition, goes on and carries on behaving like that? It's shocking. It's not acceptable. No, I would find him a month's wages for that if I was the manager. And don't do that. It's fucking shocking. And it just sums up the mess this club is in. Thank you very much, Warren, says Liverpool Post. You're welcome, man. Anyway, listen, guys, that's the end of the show. I hope you've enjoyed it. Like I say, I'm going to put the links for Del Boy's channel, his son's channel, and Carl's channel in the description. So make sure you go and check them out if you're not checking them out already. 3 absolutely brilliant channels. And please make sure you unsubscribe from AFTV. Don't watch the videos. And if you do watch the videos, make sure you put loads of negative comments on there, because these people are absolute scum and we need to get them out. Selfies at quarterfinals shows the small men. Exactly, why not? That's what I'm talking about. Real Madrid was the final in their eyes. Yes, 100%. I love your content, Warren. I will keep coming back whenever you're live. Thank you very much, my friend. Right, I'm going to end it there, and I'm going to play my intro again. No, actually, before I do that, if I ever bumped into AFTV, this would be how the conversation would go.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Don't you fucking talk to me, you cunt! Don't you fucking dare talk to me like that, you cunt!
So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Anyway, I'm going now and I'm going to play my intro again.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I should settle for first place. Of course, anybody that had settled for less is crackers.
Free waiting again for the cross from Price. Stapleton. Oh, that Rice in there. Oh, Brady won it beautifully. Look at that! Oh, look at that! What a goal by Brady! Oh, a marvellous goal! Designed for the big occasion and taken with all the aplomb of a great player.
Positive in these early minutes of the second half. Bergkamp dragging the ball back. Still Bergkamp. Well, it's an exquisite goal from a player who is really in peak form at the moment. The final season at Roker Park, but there won't have been many better goals scored down the years on this ground than the one from Dennis Bergkamp here for Arsenal.
Smith, Dixon, acrobatics, but it comes for Smith. It's a goal for Arsenal. Alan Smith, a super strike for the Gunners. A mistake in the Palmer defence, and very heavily punished indeed. They've looked second best so far, but my goodness, they're in the lead. There was the mistake. There's Smith on his chest. Full mark. Left foot volley, just nicked in off the post, and Arsenal in the lead.
O'Leary with the kick. Deep one. Quinn hoping to get on the end of it. It comes for Allinson. Driven first time. It might go anywhere. Rocastle! Arsenal are through to Wembley. Down and injured. Arsenal come streaming forward now in surely what will be their last attack. A good ball by Dixon, finding Smith. For Thomas, charging through the midfield. Thomas, it's up for grabs now. Thomas, right at the end. An unbelievable climax to the league season. Well into injury time, the Liverpool players are down absolutely abject.